All right, it gives me great pleasure to bring on board Mr. Vijay Kedia to talk about markets, valuations, where is he investing, what is he planning to, what is there on his radar, and which are the new songs he's planning to add to his entire bouquet of Vijay Kedia, the singer. Mr. Kedia, fantastic to have you back on ET Now. It's good to have you back, and let's start the new year with a bang. First, we'll start with your view on the market. And 2020, Mr. Kedia, has been a year where perhaps an investor has seen all kind of market emotions. A crack, a crash, then that was followed by an unbelievable rally. And now there is a trace of euphoria and excitement. What will be the dominant theme or the dominant emotion for 2021?
Happy New Year to everybody out there. Let me tell you, for me, it is very difficult to assess that how this 21 is going to pan out. But one thing I would tell you that I am fully invested, and I can also sense that there is, of course, market is really euphoric. But it is not that the first time we are seeing this euphoria. In my career also of say 25, 30 years, I have seen many such kind of euphoria in the market. And so that is part of the game. So the only thing is this: when the weather is windy, then you have to take care of your cap. So this is what the principle I am also applying in this market. And I am investing. I am trying to invest in the shares which can be called, according to me, I may be wrong, which can be called all-weathered stocks, whether there is euphoria, whether there is gloom and doom, or whether there is a crisis or whatever in the market. So I think for a long-term investor, that would be the best strategy to remain invested in this market. But of course, one has to be careful, and not this time, every time. So careful is a word which always flow with us, with every investor in the market. Market is certainly not cheap. So that fear factor should always be there in mind. And this is what I would like to say. If you compare the price in the market from March low, then you will certainly find stocks are very expensive, because many stocks have gone up by 10 times or 12 times or 5 times. But if you compare, mainly I'm talking about mid caps and small cap, but you compare them from their 2018 and 19 lows, then you will find that there are still value in pockets, in many pockets. There are many mid caps which I think, according to me, are still cheap compared to their value, not just from the 18 and 19 comparison. And from their fundamental point of view, I think you might get value in many pockets. But again, as I said, that one has to be fearful and careful in this market.
What kind of market do you think in next 2 or 3 years we could be staring at? When I say markets, they always follow a style, or they always follow a template. Sometimes dividend investing works. Sometimes consumer stocks, they work. Right now, the flavor, I guess, is PSU and tech. What is your view on what kind of market do you think we could be staring at in terms of a style, in terms of a pattern?
I am basically, as I had said, I think earlier also on your platform, I am little bit changing my portfolio and investing into tech stocks and mostly product-based technology companies, be it from IT field or from from telecom or whichever area.
According to public information, you have made a large investment in Tejas Networks. Tejas Networks, when it went public, it was the toast of the town because of the unique ability they had to really ride on the entire digital infrastructure. Then came the decline. A lot of receivables have been an issue. You bought into Tejas when the market opinion is completely against it and the business is going through a pain point. What gives you the confidence that Tejas will make a comeback? And are you also endorsing that India right now is going to be, or companies which have a presence in the telecom infrastructure space have a bright future ahead?
Tell me, Nicole, one thing: which company in India spends say 10% of their revenue every year on year in R&D. Tejas is one of such company. Once again, I will tell you, it is not at all a recommendation. My buying was at 40 rupees, 45, 50 rupees, up to 60 rupees. So I'm not saying, I cannot say at 110 or 120 or 30, you go and buy Tejas. Please do your homework. So what I'm just sharing, whatever points actually made me invest in this company is that 10% of R&D spends year on year. And so far they have invested more than 1,000 crores in their R&D, maybe 1,000 crore, 1,300 crore. And, you know, in the month of June or July, stock was available at a market cap of 400 crore or 500 crore. And company has 300 crore cash in the bank. And they have developed a product. As I said, it takes time. You know, a product you can't develop if you have to compete with Nokia or Ericsson or Huawei and all, which what Tejas is doing. Then it takes time. You know, because in India, R&D spends are very less, nothing, you know, compared to what international companies are doing. So now this is what product, what Tejas has developed, and the application of the product which they have really developed, they are used in like fiber to home and 3G, 4G and 5G. I think their time has come, and that is why I have bought the shares. I may go wrong, I don't know, but you have to be in the market.
One marquee investment from your stable has been Vaibhav Global. When you invested in the company couple of years ago, almost 4-5 years ago, it was Vaibhav Gems. It was a jewelry exporter. Now they've become a platform company. Did you see this coming?
Earlier, they were only into the USA, you know, when I invested. So later on, they switched to UK also. Now 2/3 or maybe 60-65% sales coming from USA and rest from the UK. So just imagine an Indian company from Jaipur selling a product in the USA. It's not a joke, you know. When I bought the shares, Vaibhav Global, that time their sales must be somewhere around 1,000 crore, I don't know. And they were competing with their nearest competitor, QVC, was having a sales of around 80,000 crore. So actually it fit into my SMILE principle that you try to dig or try to hunt fish in the ocean, not a crocodile in the pond. So I thought the market opportunity is huge, and promoters actually must have learned a lot of lesson from their fall in the past. And luckily it is working.
Now, whether it is Sudarshan Chemicals or Vaibhav Global or for that matter Atul Auto, the stocks where you've historically invested in, they are not tracked by brokerages. They are not the front league stocks. Is there a particular framework which you apply that you do not want to buy large cap stocks or stocks which are tracked by the brokerages or have too much public views on them?
Yeah, I'm simply applying my SMILE formula, which is small in size, medium in experience, large in aspiration, and extra large market potential. So, and since this formula has worked for me in the past, in last 10-15 years, so I am okay with this. So I don't mind if, and actually it is an advantage to me when the stock is not, it is not popular or it is not, you know, earth, it is, nobody knows about it. I feel that chances of multiplying your money in an unpopular stock is immense. This is what I feel. You can get your quantity also to your whatever appetite you have. You can get shares also. You get them cheap also, stocks. And of course, I'm taking a risk. You will ask me, of course, there is a great risk. So I'm not recommending, I'm not telling everybody that you go and invest in such companies because it could be fatal. You know, it could be dangerous. You know, it is very risky, you know, but लेकिन अभी क्या करें, अपने को तो रिस्क से इश्क है अपने को.